morning, everybody. I mentioned a few minutes ago how special the day is. Can I get another round of applause for the fine This morning, this day is entirely for you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all you do. I'm not going to do a lot of speaking. I don't think anyone wants to, because we have a lot of and singing. We hope you enjoy it. Before I carry on, I want to announce that we have some special guests here this morning with us. On top of you. We have former school board member Tina Calderon is here. School board member Autumn Harris is to my meeting. Special day, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and we're glad you could be here for this. It's going to be some fun, it's going to be some history. But before I move any further, I want to thank Denise Blum for putting this all together. A lot of hard work, and it's a special day for her as well. She really did that. So thank you for what you've done. Denise, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for all that you've done, and let's get started. I announce now, I've got Lake Mary High School NJROTC Color Guard, led by Francis Bart III. They're going to start us off with our pledge.
Present. Toast.
Please remain standing for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early lights what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, came through the nights that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the
Race. Forward. March.
Please be seated. Allow me to introduce to you Mrs. Martinez, teacher here at Heathrow, for those who don't know, and her color guard that will perform for us. Good morning.
First, good morning and thanks for your service. Good morning, everyone. This is always a very emotional day for me. I am a very proud American, and one of the ways that I show it is by leading the color guard. I've been leading the color guard here at Heathrow for about a dozen years. How many is that? How many years? 12 years now. But I'm close to retirement, and I've been slowing down. I used to lead the safety patrols, and I stopped doing that a couple of years ago. decided that this year would be my final year leading the color guard, and I will pass on the torch to Mrs. McCracken. Okay, so this wasn't an easy choice for me because, like I said, I love this job. It's brought so much joy to me. But this year in particular, I would say that the stars aligned for me. And every year I give my troop a nickname. This year I call them Big Easy. Does anyone know where I got that nickname from? There's a city called Big Easy. Does anybody know what city? It's in Louisiana. Maybe any adults? Pop quiz? Yes, New Orleans. And they got the nickname because they have a relaxed personality, very chill lifestyle, and that definitely describes this troop. When I say that the stars aligned, what happened was that last year I had my fifth graders, color guards. I had practices in my classroom, and I also had my fourth graders in a tutorial program. So I would do both, and my fourth graders would watch them practice. So they were listening and learning while they were doing some independent work. And then, when the new year came, a few of the fifth graders had decided, you know what, I want to join other clubs, I'm getting too busy. And the fourth graders heard that, and they were like, Mrs. Martinez, I want to be a color guard, I want to be, and I said to them, we can't do that. Every year, we recruit in May, train for the following school year. But somehow, I don't know if they wished so hard, the fifth graders decided, no, let's let them do it. We can train them early, and that's what we did. So, I call them big because this is my biggest troop ever. Usually I have 6 or 7. I decided that 9 was perfect because they are so relaxed, and they are so polite, and they are so responsible, and they are so dedicated and well-mannered. I can't say enough about these kiddos. Thank you, parents. You've done an amazing job raising them. So this is my Big Easy troop. It's been phenomenal. Not easy saying goodbye to this job, but we've worked really hard. I hope you guys enjoy this program. I present to you Jenna, Katarina, Rishika, Abby, Rian, I can't see, Emma, Anna, Kazuho, and Misa, the Heathrow color guards.
On behalf of your baby troop and your last year, you've done an awesome job. Anybody who's been here before has seen this. And your troop wanted to thank you and present you a little token of love.
Uniforms for you guys. They recruited themselves and they recruited the parents to add more uniforms and to bring them early and all that. So here we go.
Forward, march! I don't know what I've been told. I don't know what I've been told. USS are mighty bold. USS are mighty bold. I don't know what I've been called. I don't know what I've been called. USS are heart of gold. Thank you for your service and keep those hearts. Love you. I recite this poem in honor of all the veterans. Honor of all the veterans and my uncle, Sergeant First Class Kyle Cromer, who is currently serving in Fort Benning, Georgia. Veterans Day. On Veterans Day, we honor all who answer to a service call. Soldiers young, soldiers old, fought for freedom, brave and bold. Some have lived while others sadly died, and all of them deserve our pride. We are proud of all the soldiers who kept thinking of red, white, and blue. They fought for us and all our rights. They fought through many days and nights. And even though we might not know each name, we thank all veterans just the same. On Veterans Day, while we're here at home, they traveled land and sea to make sure we stayed safe and keep us free. Words are not enough to give what they're due. On Veterans Day, please thank them for their service to me and you.
As an Army and Navy custom, the flag is lowered daily at the last note of retreat. Special care should be taken that no part of the flag touches the ground. Then the flag is folded into a tri-cornered hat, a blending of the hats worn by the colonial soldiers during the War of Independence. During the folding, the red and white stripes are folded into the blue, as the lightness of the day vanishes into the darkness of the night. At the flag folding ceremony described by the uniformed services is a dramatic and uplifting way to honor the flag on special days, such as Memorial Day, Veterans Day, and sometimes used at retirement ceremonies.
I'd like to introduce you to no other than Denise Long.
I want to take it off. Thank you. That is great. So I like to walk. I like to walk around. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, welcome to our 27th annual Veterans Day program. Let me begin by saying how grateful I am to be teaching at a school where we've had 27 programs like this. It takes a lot of effort to pull something like this off, and I would like to thank Mrs. Smith and her Heathrow Harmony for all that practice and work that you put into performing today. I'd like to thank Miss Amanda Kimbler, our super secretary here at school, and I'd like to thank Miss Martinez and her color guard for their presentation. I would very much like to thank our PTA, who made this room beautiful, and also provided the refreshments for the veterans for a light breakfast and for a lunch later. Their support is invaluable to me. I'd like to thank Mr. White, our principal, who recognizes the importance of a program like this and supports our endeavor. And most of all, to our veterans. Thank you for coming today. I am humbled to be in the presence of people who have sacrificed so much for our country. There is no group of people that I respect more than veterans. Because of you, all of our veterans, we live in the strongest, greatest country in the world. And because of you, we have many freedoms that people in the world wish that they had. To my fellow teachers and parents who are present, even though most Americans will not serve, knowledge of those who have served is essential. The traits that we learn from veterans, courage and honor, duty, and sacrifice, and patriotism, heroism, are characteristics that make us better citizens. Their everyday acts inspire us to reach beyond our limits. Sorry about that. Their losses remind us to live a life that is worthy of their sacrifice, and through their service on our behalf, we remember the obligations that we owe. These are important lessons that only veterans can teach us, and we must take seriously the responsibility of making sure that our students, our children, are listening. To my students, and all of our students that are here today, it is important that you know that Veterans Day is more than just a holiday on the calendar. It's a day to honor the more than 15 million veterans that have served our country to maintain our way of life and freedoms. I realize some of you may not know what a veteran is or why they get their own day, so I'll explain. 100 years ago, from 1914 to 1918, 35 countries fought in World War I, which was at that time known as the Great War. They didn't call it World War I then because they didn't know there was going to be a World War II. The United States fought in this war from 1917 to 1918. Finally, after much bloodshed, the countries declared an armistice. An armistice is a temporary agreement to stop fighting. 1918. This armistice was signed on November the 11th at 11 o'clock. So it was the 11th month, November, the 11th day of the 11th month at 11 o'clock. The armistice meant that the war was over, and Americans were very happy to hear about the armistice. No more soldiers would die in the war, and the soldiers could come home. To commemorate or honor the war's end, President Woodrow Wilson declared in 1919 that from that day on, November the 11th should be remembered as Armistice Day, a holiday to honor the brave sacrifices of the American soldiers. At 11 o'clock in the morning, on the 11th day of the 11th month, November, everyone stopped whatever they were doing. People were completely silent for 1 minute. This minute commemorated the end of the war. I lost a page. November the 11th is today. We know today Armistice Day is now called Veterans Day. We changed the name in 1954. And it's a day where we honor our veterans. Who are the veterans, you might ask? Veterans are every man and woman who has served in the armed forces, whether it was 100 years ago, 50 years ago, or serving today. So that's the history of Veterans Day. But Veterans Day is only one day a year. One day. What about the other 364 days? How can we honor the veterans on those days? Well, I know one way we can do it, and it has to do with our flag. Now, let's go back in history. If I could magic school bus you, we would go all the way back to 1777 and the beginning of our country, when the 13 British colonies decided it was time to break away from England. While the colonies were fighting for independence, there were several different versions of our country's flag. On June 14th, 1777, the Continental Congress passed the first Flag Act, which adopted one particular flag to represent our new nation. Could I have my three helpers come up, please? I brought a visual. Can you hold that for me, sweetheart? Thank you. Here we go. Okay. Who's my third person? Here he comes. Nope, I got this guy now. Here we go. Take this. You know what to do with it, right? We're gonna make sure it doesn't touch the ground. Here we go. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Grab an end, Ruby. Thank you. Okay. Blue at the top. Come across, step up the steps. Rudy, step up the steps. Rudy, you're gonna grab it in the middle. Oops, careful, careful. Hold it in the middle, mister. Hold it nice and tall, friends. Thank you. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. This flag would be made of 13 alternating red and white stripes. The red is at the top and red at the bottom. Those 13 stripes represent the original 13 colonies. You know, we go red, white, red, white, red, white, red, white, all the way down to the bottom. There were originally 13 white stars on the blue field. The 13 stars represented the original 13 colonies. The flag's colors are red, white, and blue, and they actually stand for something else. The white represents purity and innocence. The red represents bravery, and the blue represents justice. According to legend, our first president, George Washington, interpreted the elements of the flag this way. The stars were taken from the sky, the red from the British colors, and the white stripes signified the succession from our home country. The stars were originally in a circle so that no colony would be viewed above another. It is reported that George Washington said, Let the 13 stars in a circle stand as a new constellation in the heavens. Legend says that the first flag was made by Betsy Ross in May of 1776. Betsy Ross was an upholsterer who not only worked on furniture but also did sewing, including making flags. George Washington supposedly asked her to make a flag for our new country. Betsy and George knew each other because they attended the same church, and she had actually done some sewing for him already, buttons and ruffles for his shirts. Today, our flag still has the same 13 stripes, but now we have 50 stars. What do those stars represent? The last time that we added a star to our flag was in 1959 when Hawaii was added as the 50th and the last state of our union. Today, the flag is our primary symbol of American patriotism. People often think about our country's history and the freedoms that we enjoy when we look at the flag. There are some rules for the proper display of the flag. The display of the flag is usually from sunrise to sunset. You can have your flag up after sunset, but it has to be lit up. It needs to be illuminated. The flag should be displayed daily on or near the building of every public place and during school days at a schoolhouse. Thank you, Color Guard, for taking care of that. Flags are flown at half-mast or half-staff to show grief for lives that are lost. Now, this is the one that's important to me, the Pledge of Allegiance. When we do the Pledge of Allegiance, we stand at attention, and that means both feet on the ground, not one foot on your chair, not kneeling. You want to stand at attention facing the flag during the Pledge of Allegiance, and you're going to put your hand over your heart while you say the words. For many Americans, the flag is a symbol of their pride for the United States. I encourage all of you to show respect for it, as it represents all those that came before us, who strived, worked, and fought for us to live in this great land. And these veterans today are examples of those who have sacrificed to make sure that our flag still waves over our country today. Thank you, my helpers. Can you grab, be careful, grab the bottom. This is where we need the color guard to help us fold it up. Grab that end. Thank you. And you can go ahead and walk right on out. Thank you. Just go ahead and walk right on out. Keep it up high. See, color guard would know how to fold that. And now I would like to introduce you to the reason we're here today, our special guest. If you will tell us your name, your branch of service, and the student to whom you are related here at Heathrow when it's your turn on the mic. You're up.
I'm a proud Army veteran and a proud Heathrow parent. I had 4 kids who've been in Heathrow Elementary. 2 of them have moved on. And currently I have Umi Parvez, 4th grader, and Ashaz Bey, 2nd grader. He's probably not here. All right, thank you so much.
Good morning, Heathrow Elementary. Can you guys hear me? All right, here we go. All right, I'm Dr. Bush. I'm a proud United States Marine, and I'm invited here today by my daughter, Ashley. Good morning, Heathrow Elementary. How y'all doing this morning? My name is Joel Dawson. I'm a United States Marine veteran as well. I don't have a student here, but I was invited. I have a business called Brothers and Honors Barbecue. You guys like barbecue? Come and see me.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Linton. I'm U.S. Navy. My grandson, Brooks Kovaleski. There he is. I wondered if he was here. Thank you for the invitation.
Hi everybody, my name is Laura Jackson. I served in the United States Navy, and my daughter is Charlotte Phillips.
Robert Cady, United States Army. My grandson, Grayson Cady.
Thomas Lang, U.S. Army, and I'm the proud husband of my wife, who's a teacher here.
Hi, my name is Bob Ondrasik. I served in 1968 to 1970 in the Army, and I'm here with my grandson, Jalen Geyer, the great little baseball player.
Hi, my name is Lacey Nash, U.S. Army retired. This is baby Nash. He's got no comments, and I am, which one did I, not Madison, Madison graduated, Cameron Nash. I don't know where you are. Where are you at, dude? No, he's like first grade.
At this time, Mr. White, all of my talking is done.
For the year? Oh, okay. A man can try. I'm just kidding. Great job. I have a bunch of witnesses. Ms. Smith, are you ready? A special part here. Here we go. Either harmony.
We are going to sing a tradition here at Heathrow. It's been here since I came in 2009. My son sang it the year before that. And I think it's one of those that's been around since maybe even the school opened. And it's the Patriotic Medley. And as you hear your branch of service, if you would please rise so we can honor you in that moment.
Your day job doesn't work out. I know people. Thank you for being such a great audience, everybody. Teachers, parents, students alike. Thank you for being here this morning. Special day to you, please. And thanks for all that you've done. Thanks for all you. The way you hold the microphone. Wow. By the way, everybody gets an so do your kids and nephews. But I would be remiss if I can't, take advantage of the time and maybe do like a selfie or a little picture so I can get in the middle here. Just one on one. I can jump in somewhere. I'm not gonna jump. I'm not sure yet. Who's left? I don't want to separate you. Okay. All right. Like I mentioned when I first got here, I know our veterans have to be they're watching, and I think they're impressed with you as much as we're impressed with them. So when we leave here, please leave here, like I mentioned this morning, we're gonna leave the way we came in. Quiet, silently, even. Your teacher will give you the nod, so when it's time, locate your teacher. When they stand, you stand. Teachers, please try to listen one class, no more than 2 at a time. And show the wonderful ladies and gentlemen that serve or are serving our country that you can show the same discipline they show in their lives and their careers. I know you can do it, and I want them to see that. Mrs. Plum, thank you for today. Heathrow Harmony, thank you.
We have one more show. Yep, right before they go out, right before we dismiss them. We're done, then they can head on out.
When they are done with